She spent time on, these shows, podcasts. You haven't seen the response. I know I've been up to Chimney Rock. I've never seen such devastation in my life. It looks like a war zone. I know people lost their life up there as well. What would your message be to her in the White House? Sean would like to know.
Where are you? Where are you? These people have lost their homes, they've lost their businesses, they've lost everything, and they need some support. They need help. And $750 is not much help.
And some people didn't even get the $750. So there's a lot of people that couldn't even apply for it because, Sean, there's no connectivity up here. We can't get connectivity in the mountains.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachach Quadash. Double honors to the head apostle, now there's a great millstone who will well and teach well. Peace and blessings to you, sincere Hakim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out in our truth and sincerity. I want to do somewhat of a response to Arrows of Indignation 144's video, entitled Listen Up. I'll leave the link in the description box as well. Watch, subscribe, and be edified. And these people are voicing their thoughts on the government, the Biden-Harris campaign, and FEMA, on the lack of aid, the lack of help, the lack of funding concerning their situation that they're in as a result of this hurricane. Now, without further ado, let's jump into this video.
I was going to say something about Biden and Harris.
Yes, what were you going to say? Oh.
But I don't like to curse. I'm scared there'll be little ears listening.
But if you had a message for the White House and how they've handled the situation up here in North Carolina, what would your message be, Sheriff Wright?
If you're going to do the things you've been talking about doing, we just send you stay out of the way and let the good men and women around the mountain area and the foothills take care of our own, because you're nothing more than a boat anchor.
No help? FEMA hasn't been helpful?
Wait a minute. That lady that's running for president talks about the $750. What about all that money you give to Ukraine and all these other people that really want to kill us and don't want to do anything to help us? Why don't you just give that money to them? That's who you want to give it to begin with.
And a lot of people have...
Yeah, so these people are mad at the lack of funding given to people in America that are in need, the loss of homes, the loss of life, various different things on top of the looting that's going on in these various different, disaster areas. All this money that has been given elsewhere, and now when it comes to the quote-unquote American people in the time of need, FEMA, the government, President Joe Biden, Vice President Harris are nowhere to be found, okay? And, this hurricane that happened in North Carolina was influenced by Esau. He influenced these storms. He used his technology, his various different machines and mechanisms and devices, to intensify the storm, directionally move it, so to speak, by the technology that was given to him by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, for their agenda, for their purpose, for the various different deposits that are in the land, also for, Esau's clearing out areas for his 15-minute cities, okay, so they're not giving aid because they don't want aid given. Let's continue on.
And turned down for the $750. Almost everybody I've spoken to hasn't received any of the funding, and they've been turned down for personal items.
Well,
yeah, and then they come up with this number of 750, which is damn near laughable, and people are getting rejected and turned down for the $750 that they applied for. Some people are only getting part of the $750. Let me get a quick scripture real quick before we go further into this video. Let's go to Isaiah the 30th chapter, verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. You got our people calling and screaming upon Jesus Christ right about now. They're screaming, Jesus, please help us. Why? Like the scripture says, go cry to the gods that you have chosen in the time of aid, in the time of need. Right about now, our people are calling upon Jesus Christ and Esau. All right? They're calling upon Jesus Christ, and they're pleading and calling upon Esau for help. Verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Our people have trust in, modern day Egypt. They have trust in America, Babylon the Great. Oh, of course, if a disaster strikes or something happens, surely the government will be there to help us, to protect us, to provide aid. We have faith and trust, all right, in the presidents, the government, the army, the National Guard, all right, various different funding sources. It says, verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. People are confused, all right? You Israelites are confused right about now. What's going on? Hold on. Here it is. The government has left you for drive, and Esau is making his move, all right? Now, he's always making moves, but he's making major moves right now, all right? He's making major moves to destroy his system that he has set up and to raise about a new system, okay? And at the forefront of that is going to be the you-know-what. Let's continue on in this video.
They talked about get on your phone or your computer. Do you not see what the devastation is? They don't have a phone or a computer.
There's nothing up here. There's no communication. I'm going to be posting this later. There's no way to access the internet unless you have a Starlink net. And everybody's...
Yeah, they took the internet down out there, all right? You know, they deliberately basically maneuvered satellites and various different things so people couldn't hop on the Wi-Fi, or use cell phone towers. And also the hurricane brought down, some of those different establishments that provided phone service. Okay, this is just a joke, man.
Elon Musk, by the way.
Oh, yes, thank you, Elon Musk.
President Donald Trump, we need you.
What are the... Yes, that's a message for you, President Trump. And that you've seen over these days since Hurricane Helene devastated your home. Has anybody been here to help you? Because this is the big question. Sean just played a clip of President Biden saying that you all are getting everything you need.
What is FEMA?
Right.
I mean, it's literally, what is FEMA? So my daughter, whose house got completely wiped out, she has no flood insurance, meets with a FEMA person, applies for everything she doesn't get the $750 that Kamala says that she's supposed to get, gets approved for $300 for personal items. What is that going to do? That's literally what she got. Her entire first floor is wiped out. We hauled everything off. It's gone. So what is FEMA? And being a mayor...
Yeah, they're pushing this notion that FEMA doesn't have enough money, that they're out of funding, etc. But, that's all bullshit, If Esau really wanted to come to the rescue, so to speak, he would be right there. And Esau, these wicked elites, have plenty of resources to help these people, but they're choosing not to do so. So you have to ask yourself why. Because in past times, in prior hurricanes and prior disasters, Esau has been there in the time of need for aid, for funding, for help. He has sent the military, the National Guard, and various other of his resources there to these particular hurricane devastated areas. All right.
So they didn't even give her the full $750.
They didn't even give her $750. Denied the $750.
They gave her $300.
They gave her $300. That won't even cover what's in the refrigerator.
John, you're the coroner in Avery County.
So people are getting denied $750. People are getting a portion of the $750. Hey, we're witnessing the collapse of Babylon the Great, man. We're witnessing the collapse of Babylon the Great, okay? And it's a beautiful, beautiful sight. It's a beautiful thing, okay, to witness. Beautiful times that we're living in, okay? Let's go to Isaiah 31:1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many and in horsemen because they are very strong. And our people have put their faith and trust in America, man. They have sought out to make this place their rest when the scriptures clearly say that this place is not your rest, man. Okay, this place is polluted. The system was not set up and designed for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You were put on this earth to suffer, okay? You were put on this earth to be oppressed. We are serving out our punishment, okay? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has put us under these curses, which the majority of our people fail to realize, all right? Let's continue on. It says, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord, all right? In these times, our people aren't calling out to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all right? They're seeking help from Esau. They're calling upon these false gods, okay? Let's read that again. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Let's continue on in this video.
So you know, Sean, he would have the information on the people in his county that have either been missing or that have either been reported dead, unfortunately, due to Hurricane Helene. Can you talk a little bit about that first?
Yes, I can. Thanks for having us, Sarah. As of yesterday, we had reported 4 confirmed deaths. Not a hard figure on missing at this point. Avery County is a weekend tourist destination. We don't know who may have showed up and is unaccounted for that didn't tell anyone. There are areas we're still looking. We have urban search and rescue and cadaver dogs and teams from Pennsylvania, New York City Police and Fire. The outpouring of individual agencies and people just coming down and helping us has been wonderful. Citizens helping citizens, neighbors helping neighbors is how we've gotten by. The initial response was very slow, and I understand that no one could prepare for this, but on the 4th day...
Your National Guard...
Yeah, he said no one can prepare this. Well, not according to Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris said you could Slovakia could prepare for this. Let me jump to that clip real quick. All right, here's the clip.
For these issues is, I know, extremely important because a lot of folks don't save for these kinds of emergencies, and when they hit, it takes a real drain on their resources and ability to take care of themselves and their family.
No, the fuck she did just say that.
Yeah, so you just heard Kamala Harris say you can prepare for these situations. You can prepare for natural disaster, tornadoes, hurricanes. All right, you can prepare for all that, right? Financially, you know that you're supposed to be prepared when your house gets swept away. You know, you're supposed to be prepared for all these various different things.
Should be.
Right.
Was it what it should be?
Well, the motto of North Carolina National Guard is give us 24 hours, we'll give you an army. I retired from the Guard as an MP First Sergeant, did 4 disaster missions, retired police chief. It was very slow. I finally contacted State Senator Warren Daniel, who has been assisting our area. We're overlapping legislative districts to get help. He finally contacted the National Guard, but he asked me, what do you need? We originally had a handful of soldiers in Banner Elk, and I said, we need more than a handful. We need military police, doctors, nurses, medics, water purification technicians, general soldiers.
What about FEMA?
FEMA and engineers and heavy equipment. What we're doing in their stead, and some finally did roll in, but we're just getting volunteers coming in with equipment.
Yeah, but none of that aid is coming, you know, and the government is even blocking aid that was supposed to be onto these various areas, man. You know, shutting down organized groups that were coming to help these people in various parts of North Carolina. Okay, and even threatening arrest of people that were coming to give help and give aid to the people in need in these various different places that have experienced, you know, catastrophe, the loss of, you know, their houses, their belongings, and also their families. Okay, let's continue on.
Helping people, so...
But what President Biden said, is that the case?
I'm certainly not going to call the President of the United States a liar, but I've seen no evidence that it's functioning the way he's given a glowing reference.
And the president's doing his job. The presidents are set up to say things, all right, to comfort you by words, those sweet words, but, you know, with no actions behind it, at least actions towards the statements that they have made. Okay? That's what they're set up to do. That's what they're programmed to do.
Recommendation of.
Absolutely.
Sarah, I have a question.
Okay, Sean has a question. Sean?
So I just want to know, what is their message to Kamala Harris and Joe Biden? Because, you know, I'm hearing people that have had their lives uprooted. There was no help that we saw at all for a full week. What would they like what would they want to tell Kamala Harris, who now clearly wants to politicize this? What message do they have as she goes on, you know, call her daddy, call me daddy, call whatever daddy, Stern and The View and Colbert, and she's not in North Carolina. What's their message to her?
So so frustrating. And I'll go to you, David, for this question from Sean. What would your message be to Vice President Kamala Harris and to the White House? What do you have to say to them? I mean, she's spent time on, these shows, podcasts. You haven't seen the response. I know I've been up to Chimney Rock. I've never seen such devastation in my life. It looks like a war zone. I know people lost their life up there as well. What would your message be to her in the White House? Sean would like to know.
Where are you? Where are you? These people have lost their homes, they've lost their businesses, they've lost everything, and they need some support. They need help. And $750 is not much help.
And some people didn't even get the 750. So there's a lot of people that couldn't even apply for it because, Sean, there's no connectivity up here. We can't get connectivity in the mountains. Unless there's Starlink, you have absolutely no connectivity.
All right, so, people are angry, they're mad, they're distraught. Temperatures are definitely rising. We're right there on the brink of civil war and race wars. All right, this is Judges 10 and 13. It says, "Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods, wherefore I will deliver you no more." Verse 14, "Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation." I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Hakwadash. Double honors to that apostle, that is a great millstone, to rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, and all truth and sincerity. To the next time, Shalom.